Wall Decor. This is the wooden piece that I'm planning to use. It's in different pieces actually, so each of them moves, so it is easy to work. Mainly I'll be doing mixed media techniques a little bit and decoupage in the center. This is the print that I plan to use. It has Buddha. It's a little abstract, so it will be easy to blend with my background techniques which I plan to do it. Now this techniques that I'll be doing it is mainly dry brushing, texture, stenciling and a little bit of mixed media, which you can use it on any shape of base and anywhere. Like this decor, you can use it on your living room, in your lobby, in your lounge, in your study room, or you can also use it as a gift on birthdays, anniversaries or housewarming, anything. So it's a versatile technique, and if you wish to learn on one-on-one basis, you can message me. If you wish to buy materials, you can message me. If you have any queries, do write to me. So let us start working on this piece. They are in different pieces. So let me just remove some of the pieces attached. So let me just start and remove them. Skip the basic part, that is giving it a gesso, layer of gesso, but I always prefer to give gesso because it acts as a primer and it helps in better absorption of colors. So this is gesso, white gesso, so we'll use gesso on all the pieces, a thin layer of gesso. It acts as a primer, so it becomes easy for colors to absorb or for any texture work to be absorbed well. Similarly, we can skip this because this part will come on top of it, so we might need to paint just with a dark color. So let this dry and then we'll get back. Gesso has dried. So now we'll use this stencil to cover this part completely, little bit of this part, and then on the other side we'll use a matching stencil, not with the modeling paste but with chalk paint, just to balance both the sides, because using texture paste all over will make it little monotonous and heavy. So we'll just try to be a little artistic and do it in a different pattern and then balance out. So this is modeling paste or texture paste or mixed media paste. It comes by different companies, so you can use any. It's like soft butter. So with a palette knife, we'll take a little bit of this modeling paste, position your stencil and then spread it like butter. Once you have applied, just try to remove whatever is extra. This part, although it's white on white, so it won't be visible now, but once when you paint, everything will be visible. So we'll try to do just a little bit on top and on the end. Just try to remove whatever is extra. Once it gets hardened, then it won't be removed, so it is better to remove now. Okay, let's place it back here and let it dry. Now I like to dry it naturally, so I won't be using any heat gun. It doesn't take too long, but it is better to let it dry naturally. Once you finish using your stencil, always wash it, otherwise it becomes very hard to clean. Now on this part mainly will be covered with the other board, so we won't do anything on that board, but on this two part I'll apply this texture paste. It is called grainy texture paste. It will give little grainy texture, so the paint will come out little differently, not just flat paint. But the sound you can make out, it is because of the grains. No need to make it very smooth. Let it be little rough so that it gives that 3D effect. In this part, we'll focus more on the top and the bottom. Similarly, in the center part also, we'll try to do it little at the bottom and the top. So these have dried completely. It doesn't take more than half an hour or so, but then it depends on the brand of texture paste that is used. Anyway, so this is dried and now we'll paint it with chalk paint. I prefer using chalk paints because of the texture and the color. So basically we use paints which matches with the print of our tissue. So since we are using this print, so we try to take shades which blends with the print so that it doesn't look, the print doesn't look something as if it has just been cut and pasted. So I have selected these shades in green and blue. There are 3 shades of green and a shade of blue, and maybe I'll give a little tinge of yellow and red just to match the tissue. We'll use a flat brush and we'll use the same brush so that the blending of colors are easy. We won't change the brush or clean the brush. So these are different chalk paints. Let us get started. We'll start with dark shade of blue and then we'll try to blend it. See, because of the grainy texture, the colors and the effect has come out so well. blending all the colors so that none of the colors look separately. This is called dry brushing technique. It's a very helpful technique, and I find it very convenient as it gives a very nice background. You can see all the colors have blended so well, and if this comes in the center, I think it should look good. Yes. Let this dry, then maybe we'll give just a tinge of little bit of yellow and red. Now we'll add this little yellow. This is yellow ochre. So we'll just add a little bit. So I've taken a smaller brush so that I don't add much. Just a stroke here and there. A little bit of red. Just on the edges I've given a little tinge of red. On the edges. So now we let it dry for another just few seconds. When this dries, we can paint this part where we intend to paste the tissue. Normally the place where we are planning to paste tissue, that should be white or very light color. The dark color will make the print look very dark. So I'm painting white chalk paint with white chalk paint. coat of white chalk paint. That's it. This is dried now, so if it is placed like this, and if this part comes in the center, approximately like this, then I have selected these two stencils that I'll use on this side to make a balance with this texture work. So this can come on this part here. Let me just remove this. Now I'll be using chalk paints. I have selected chalk paints in the shade of brown and red. And this is the stenciling brush, the round brush. So although there is grainy texture work, so it might be a little difficult, but I'll just add so that there is something and not plain just. We take paint, remove the excess and just roll it over. It is little hard because of the texture, grainy texture. Just check. Yeah, it's okay. Now on the same one, I'll add little red shade. Just on the rose. So I've done this part. Now I'll use this stencil and I'll try to create an artwork. Similarly, I'll position this. Again, use the shades of brown and red. You can see it is just a light impact. I don't want the stenciling to stand out much. It is better if it blends with the background. There's not much paint on the brush because I don't want it to stand out. Just a little impact. Similarly, on this side also, we can create similar pattern. A little bit here. I'm repeating the same stencil as I don't want too many patterns. Yeah, that's it. Now if this part comes here, yeah, it's perfect. Maybe a little bit of here. just to add the same color, let me add this little bit. Yeah, I think that is good enough now. With the same brown shade and using the same stencil brush, I am just painting it on the sides also, just to create a symmetry. Now we'll let it dry and then we'll move to the next step. Now all these have dried up, so we'll add little wax. We'll rub wax on the textured part so that it stands out. So I have selected these three colors in metallic wax, green, blue and gold, to match. We'll start with gold and see how it goes. Just take a little bit on your fingertips and we'll try to rub it. So rubbing wax, metallic wax on these textured part, it usually highlights it. All the materials that I am using, I sell them too. So in case if you need to, message me. Keep it for some time. By that time we can work on our center part. I forgot to try the other color. We have added gold. Now let me see if the blue makes any impact. Maybe just on the edges we can do it, in the corners. Green is not making that impact, so let us just use the blue. Now we work on the center part. Each each tissue has same print repeated 4 times. So we just need 1/4 of it. Since the tissue is little smaller in length, so if we just paste it like this, then a distinct the edge will be visible. So we'll tear it apart so that it blends well with the background. For doing that, what we can do is we'll just make an outline with water. Tearing will make it easy to blend with the background. So I've just outlined with water and then very carefully just tear it very close to the edge. The edges are uneven now, so that will help in blending with the background. Now we'll use Decoupage glue. It is by Mod Podge brand, but you can use any other brand as well. I'm using matte finish. I usually use matte finish to stick, and then the gloss finish as a varnish. Just take. Now we need to remove the layers. Each of these tissue has 3 layers since it's a 3-ply tissue. So we just need the top part, so we need to remove the layers. Take glue on fingertips, stick it to the tissue, and with a jerk, take it apart. It will come out. You can use these leftover tissues to clean your brush and for other purpose, so don't throw them. Now we apply the tissue, just position it wherever you want, taking care of the center in this particular print. Position the tissue, hold it, lift it and apply glue. Make sure the glue is everywhere, especially in the center part. If there isn't any glue, it will create a bubble. The glue shouldn't be too much or too less. There should be an even coating. Part there is no glue, apply again glue generously. And then with a dry cloth, dab it. So that it sticks well, and if there are any folds or crease, so this is the time to clear it all. Now we let it dry. Now we'll paint the base of all these in dark color. So I was thinking of painting it with dark brown. So I'll take a big brush, just a coat of brown. What we can do is we can trim the edges of these of this board. So I'll get a sandpaper. This is a sanding block. So either we use a sanding block or you can also use sandpaper and just slice it. This gives a very nice edge. Now just to, because this part will come on this, so just to match, I'll give the edges in the same color. Smaller brush is good enough, because I'll make little distress effect on the edges so that it looks nice. Paint on the edge. I've used Buddha print, but you can use any print of your choice. You can decide the print as per the place where you are planning to put up the board. Just on the top also, in a little rough edge. distressed effect which matches with the print, as the print is also abstract. So now if I paste it here, it will blend well. Let it get dry and then we'll do further. So all these have dried up. You can see it's looking very antique and beautiful. But when I looked at this piece, I felt that something is missing. It can be used like this, but since I like it to be little filled up, so I feel that something has to be added. So whenever there is any artwork where you feel that something needs to be added, there are few options. First is to add a coat. A coat can be again added freehand or with stenciling or with vinyl printing or with such MDF cutouts. These are available, and then these you can paint and stick. So in this case I was thinking of this because of already there is so much texture work and wax rubbing also, so vinyl and freehand or stenciling can be little difficult. It might not be so clearly visible. Another option is to add stenciling with the text stenciling or the script stenciling as it is called. But since already has been done so much, so I don't think further stenciling is needed or it will make any difference. The third option is to add these MDF cutouts. These are the different embellishments which I had been thinking, and I was trying out also, like a piece like this and a coat. But then I feel that these pieces are little wide, the pattern is little wide, so it's covering big portions. So instead of this, I was trying these leaves. So maybe a 2 leaf here and a 1 leaf here. So we can paint this and we can stick this. So this will fill up the space also, and because of the coat, so it gives little purpose also. So if it is hung anywhere, you can read the coat and you can relate to it. So I'll paint these pieces in the shades of brown and black so that it blends with the background, and also again rub it with gold wax so everything blends in together. So let us start this. I have taken again dark brown and green. Just let me take both brown. Just let me remove this so that the paint doesn't fall on that. And a little bit of green. Cutouts, I have to cut them to smaller pieces. And we just paint and then okay. So I think a gold paint would look good. This is gold acrylic paint. It's not needed, but I'm just painting on the back side also. Now let this dry and then maybe we can go ahead. So this has dried, so let us cut this. Somebody's not fixed, but that's okay, that we can fix it. So now this is done, so we can like this. And let us rub the gold wax onto the leaves. We can place this bigger one here, with a small one, and the medium sized here. Yeah, I think this looks good. So let me just fix this. So now all the pieces are stuck, and see how it looks. I was trying to fix these pieces with white glue, but it wasn't working out, so I used this heavy gel medium. It's a good medium to stick things. With that, it got stuck, and then I put it under some weight for some time so that everything sticks properly. If you like my tutorial, do like, share and subscribe to my channel. Share it with your family and friends. If you like it, or if you have any comment, do leave a comment under the tutorial, and keep following me for further updates. Again, I wanted to remind you, if you want to learn one-on-one basis, we can organize a Zoom session. If you have any doubts, do message me.